And welcome back to another episode of Dorm Room Radio Sports. Cam, how are we feeling right now? We haven't been as consistent with our uploads lately, but we're trying.
Hey, and to be real with you, I'm feeling great today because this is a special episode.
Oh, this is a very special episode.
This is an episode that's going to force us to be a little bit more consistent for you guys. We got some news.
Back to the weekly episodes because we can now say that Dorm Room Radio Sports will be broadcasting on the Tampa and St. Pete's Sports Connection starting with this episode.
Officially, yeah.
Yeah. We will be on there. You can catch us on there. I honestly, Tampa St. Pete Sports.com, I think 96.7 Pinellas. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong, but we will update you with better information in the description of this video.
Yep.
And in the next pod.
And to all our new listeners, because I'm sure there will be plenty, welcome and thanks for listening.
Yeah, Dorm Room Radio Sports on YouTube and Instagram.
Yeah, all social platforms. Go check us out.
Anywhere you get your podcasts, Dorm Room Radio Sports, we will be there for you.
Yep.
Check out the backlog. But now, we're on air. We're on the radio.
We are on air.
And we're going to keep coming at you with our amazing ball knowledge. Mm-hmm. Starting off with March Madness. I know we didn't get our brackets out, which
might be a good thing.
No, that's for the best. Definitely for the best.
Actually, my bracket right now isn't doing that bad. The main one, let's take a look at the percent.
I'm sitting at like a 56%, hoping Florida beats me or hoping Florida gets the job done for me, but
I'm at 85% right now.
Duke, my Duke bracket, which really I will claim as my main bracket, dumps.
Yeah.
In the dumps. But the stats bracket that we sat down and we looked at all, that's doing pretty hot.
Yeah.
Like, not terrible.
Respect the statistics.
I still faded Houston in almost every single one of my brackets. And that
See, I loved Houston this year. They had a squad.
And I faded Auburn as well. So I'm not looking too hot looking up here.
I mean, like, to be fair, though, March Madness is fun. You're not supposed to pick all one season. That's exactly what happened.
Exactly.
So, yeah. And we'll get into the NIL aspect of it later in this pod because there's clearly some implications.
There's a reason why we're having 4 1 seeds in the Final Four for the first time in what, like 18 years, I think?
Yeah, since 2008, first time.
So, math. It's not 18 years. That's
close to it.
16 years.
Yeah.
Oh, 16 years. Or
2008 being 16 years ago.
Yeah, 16. No, 17. 16, 17 years ago. That's wild.
That's nuts.
That is crazy. But, Cinderellas are not dead and over, as everyone is saying.
No.
But it is a time where we have some of the best March Madness teams to ever compete in the tournament.
Exactly.
In this single tournament.
This isn't a yearly thing by
yes.
any means. This is an outlier.
What did we just see on the McAfee show where they're talking about the Ken Palm stat where like 3 of these teams are in the
historic teams. Like best of all time regular season
top
teams.
10 best basketball teams ever assembled.
Right.
Or best college basketball teams ever assembled in the NCAA.
Yeah. And
you can argue, is that due to NIL?
I think you definitely have to mention it. Because a guy like Clayton Jr. for Florida, he wouldn't be there. He'd still be at Iona. But for Duke, a lot of their guys are freshmen.
Yeah.
And that's not
Duke would have been there.
NIL.
Duke would have been there no matter what. Yeah.
Like, for the freshmen, you get NIL money, but the transfer portal is now playing a part. Because a school like Duke can afford to pay these kids anyway. They could give them whatever they want. Even before NIL,
Mm-hmm.
Coach Saban saying, we never paid our players. Okay, Alabama Jones.
All right.
But we know how stuff rolls.
Yeah. And
there's always behind-the-scenes things.
I think it's evening out the playing field a little bit.
It is. It definitely is.
Yeah, we're not having our Cinderella runs. But that when we get deeper in the tournament, that means we have better, more competitive games.
Exactly. And even to the fact where these Cinderella runs nowadays, like even last year we saw it, the Cinderella team was NC State. That's a power conference school.
Yeah.
But they had the DJ Burns story. They were an 11 seed. It was still fun.
Mm-hmm.
So now you don't have some random, future accountant hitting threes and catching fire against you.
I'm gonna miss having a Jack Golke like we had last year, or Doug Eddert, legend with the mustache
Right.
at us.
But again, there's still gonna be those will pop up every now and then.
I mean, we had
They're not done
McNeese.
for
We had
good.
McNeese for a game.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
And I thought they were gonna beat Purdue. To be real with you,
yeah. I
my
thought
bracket had them beating Purdue.
I thought McNeese was going to go a little bit. I thought
let me down.
I thought Drake was going to get a little deeper in there. I thought Creighton
Yeah.
was going to a little deeper in there.
Actually, speaking of NC State, isn't that where the coach is going and
Yes,
the GM is going?
McNeese, yes, McNeese's manager
Yeah,
and coach. The first time, the
first manager NIO,
first manager to ever hit a transfer portal, is heading over to NC State.
Yeah.
Mr. Aura himself.
Oh yeah,
He's getting over there, following his coach.
6 figures and NIL deals.
Yeah.
As a manager.
So that was our little March Madness fun this year.
Yeah.
We didn't have a crazy white boy going off dropping threes like,
right.
but season's not over yet.
No,
We got
and I
we
mean
got Cooper Flag.
Arkansas had a run too. They're a double-digit seed, and even though they were, I mean, it's
I had them losing.
Calipari's team.
I
Exactly. I
had
didn't
them
have them
losing.
making
I
out
had
the
them
first
losing to
round.
Kansas, man.
Yeah.
But looking back at this, I really think the best game that I watched was probably McNeese Clemson. Still, I think that's because I like McNeese so much. But I mean the Florida Texas Tech game, that was a good game.
That was a good game.
You're not getting that if there's a Cinderella coming through and Drake beats Texas Tech and then beats Arkansas.
Right.
Or honestly, if Arkansas even gets in there against Florida's probably blowing out both of them. Both double-digit seeds, probably not sitting there.
That Florida UConn game was good.
The Arkansas upset to St. John's is beautiful. I had Kansas beating St. John's, but I will say I faded St. John's early in almost every single one of my brackets.
I had St. John's losing to Texas Tech, but Texas Tech won either way. So
Yeah.
we're chilling.
I didn't like St. John's. I was.
Oh wait, no, that's a lie. I did not. Texas Tech was the other side.
Yeah.
Wait.
Well, unless-
no,
no,
I
you
did
had them
have
losing in
them
the Sweet
losing to
16.
Texas Tech.
Dude, I had St. John's going out exactly where they went out, but to Kansas, then said Arkansas.
Hey, had the gist of it.
Yeah. Just saying, I was fading St. John's. I don't like it. They're not New York's basketball team. I mean, I can't really name it. I mean,
I wouldn't know.
like, what's another good city basketball team? It's St. John's, but
Yeah.
I didn't buy into the hype.
They'll be back. Good coach.
I don't know. I think Coach.
Actually, their star players leaving. You see that?
Yes,
Got
And-
benched in primetime after going 3 or 4 from 22 from the field,
it's terrible.
and now his ego's hurt and he's leaving because of it.
Yeah.
After having like a all conference first team season.
Now let's just bring up something that we were talking about earlier before we started recording. Talking about NIL.
Yeah.
I see something that could possibly fix some of our old head gripes with NIL. Saying, there's not going to be a Cinderella anymore. All the best players are just going to be getting millions to go to the most rich teams.
This isn't real college ball.
NIL to me is a lot like soccer over in Europe.
Yeah.
I am a soccer fan. I watch Premier League soccer, European football. And it's normal for a smaller, not as wealthy team to have a good season and then boom, their players are gone.
Yeah.
Players are gone in one season. They're all going to the big clubs. They're all going to Real Madrid.
Mhm.
It happens. You go on a run. We saw it in 2018 with Ajax making it to Champions League semifinal. All their players are gone the next 2 seasons. Everyone gets bought up. But the thing is, they get bought. The team gets compensation for that.
Yeah.
I think a player should not just be able to willingly hit the portal. I think, you want to go into the portal? All right. Florida, you have to pay St. John's $1 million for this player to be released to your team.
I like that idea, honestly.
So it's not just willy-nilly, oh, well, we got this kid to commit to our school, and then he leaves us after a season. Well, you should be at least compensated for that.
And again, there's no salary cap in college basketball, and we're seeing these big schools spend whatever they want. So this will impact that a little bit, which is needed because, in college football too, these teams can just toss endless amounts of money at endless amounts of
I'm
players.
not just saying basketball. I think NCAA in general.
As a whole.
And that will help balance out like a school like we're USF fans.
Yeah.
I know we go to UTampa, but we are USF fans because we aren't really. I mean, we have
don't
our
have a
sports here.
football
We don't have a football team. We wanted a D1 football team to follow, and they're not a Power 5 school.
No.
They get some good players, but boom, then they're gone.
Yeah.
Um,
Although, to be honest, for a non-Power 5 school, USF's at the top, recruiting-wise.
Yeah.
I mean, like...
but those players play for a season, get good.
Yeah.
How do we keep up? You compensate USF for their players getting taken away, and then
Yeah.
that balances out from
Can go get
a
more
group
players.
of 5 school to now a Power 4 school coming in.
Yeah.
Now they get that money that these big schools are getting, kind of balances out. All right, Alabama, you want our stud wide receiver? It's going to be $5 million for him.
Yeah.
Just like a transfer would be in soccer. And I think that would hopefully balance out a lot of what this NAL discrepancy is having with, okay, Auburn's now got 5 seniors who've all played like 600-plus minutes in the NCAA tournament, which
Actually,
is...
Broome, Tampa kid.
Yeah.
I didn't know that until recently.
Yeah.
I like that.
real dog from the Bay.
Yeah.
But still,
Plant City.
I think that would be something that would hopefully kind of, all right, these mid-major schools that aren't the most in funding, they produce a stud that they found. They go, all right, we found this 3-star, but, he's an animal.
Yeah.
Breakout season as a freshman or a sophomore.
Right. There's plenty of them.
There's a big school coming in and saying, oh, you want to hit the portal? Well, I don't think he should just be able to hit the portal and be like, sorry.
Thanks for developing him for us.
Thanks for giving me
He's now.
thanks for giving me my chance. No one else wanted to recruit me, but now I'm gone.
Yeah, our 5-star linebacker just went to the draft, but he's going to be a perfect replacement for him.
Yeah. No, I think they should be compensated for that.
Right.
It's the same thing as, NFL, you get compensatory picks.
Yep.
I mean, MLB, you're usually always making a trade because their contracts are so long.
Exactly.
Like, I think contracts would be not a bad thing to have for college sports now.
No.
When you're signing and you're committing to that school, I mean, it's definitely a touchy subject, and we'd have to figure out more about it, not just our willy-nilly conversations. There are going to have to be some real
and again,
fine print.
After this year, people are fired up about it with the all-one seed Final Four and the transfer portal. People are already hitting it before their team's even out.
Yeah.
Like, they're still in March Madness playing minutes, and they're like, oh, yeah, I'm transferring next season. I'm entering the portal right now.
Crazy.
Which is absurd, and that's plenty of people have called that out. J.J. Watt's called out. I know he's one of the biggest. So there's definitely going to be changes this offseason. They have to come, but we'll see what they are. I like the idea of teams getting compensated.
I already see people being like, oh, it's still amateur sports. We're moving too much into the pros. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
These players are treated as professionals since they're in like 6th grade nowadays.
Exactly.
The way they have media coverage on them, the way AAU works in basketball, the way camps work from football. These kids are treated as pros from the time they're not even in puberty yet, man.
Yeah.
And we already see it with how Bill Belichick and Big Lombardo are doing it at UNC. They're turning that program.
That's a pro program.
Program. BYU's doing it with their basketball. That's why they just got the #1 recruit in AJ DeBasta.
Right. He's going to be good.
Yeah.
He's going to be real good.
Yeah. And they are building a program to make these kids professional athletes.
Yeah.
They're saying, hey, we're at BYU, you can come be a Mormon and behave yourself and have a good image and not go to the University of Georgia and get stuck with a DUI.
Right.
They're saying we are going to help you be model professional athletes. And I think throwing a contract in there for them, that helps you realize, oh, now I know how to deal with contracts without getting paid, just being like, oh, well, I'm kind of contracted to this school.
Right.
If any NIL comes in or if any other team wants me to hit the portal, well, I got to learn how to manage this. And then, boom, that's their experience for the pros.
Yeah. No, it's good all around.
Yeah. I mean,
college basketball and college football, they're pro sports. Like, they have the same coverage.
Dude,
they have the same media attention. And certain times of year, they have more.
Yeah.
So the days of saying it's not a pro sport, those are over.
Dude, again, the biggest problem for the NFL is the football on Saturday.
Yeah.
College football is electric.
It really is.
And sometimes those kids are bigger stars, man.
Yeah.
Like, they got shows about them.
Mm-hmm.
Last Chance U on Netflix. These guys are getting documentaries. NAL, anything can happen now.
Yeah.
So I think it's time that we start making it more a little professional.
And it's not like they are still 2 different games.
Yeah.
Which is the good part about it. For football and basketball, I mean, you watch college basketball. We saw Braun on the McAfee show admit he doesn't watch it himself because it's a completely different game. And he doesn't like that style.
Mm.
I mean, he's been in the NBA.
Bron didn't play college basketball.
Exactly.
Yeah. He's not. It is a different. It's so fundamental. It's a team game.
Yeah.
You're not seeing a dude dropping 40
Right.
in college basketball
No.
like that.
Yeah, in the NBA, these guys are professionals. College, you see the tournament, these kids play like their lives are on the line, which is awesome. I love it. But
So much slower, so much lower scoring.
yeah.
God, I need an NCAA basketball game back.
Yeah,
one.
we really do. Come on. 2K, EA,
Somebody, please. We got college football
San
back.
Diego Studios.
give me NCAA basketball again, please.
Even the show has college baseball in it.
Exactly. But I think this is a good segue into talking about the current phenom in the NCAA basketball right now. Cooper, the main event flag.
The main event's such a good nickname.
Such a tough nickname.
I love it.
But Cam, you brought up the idea of a would you rather situation for
Yeah.
Cooper Flag. Hit me with it.
So I've seen a bunch of them. Figured we'd try it because, and we're gonna clarify. This is for next year only. So his first year in the league,
So-
Cooper Flag as a rookie. Who would you rather have? Not for the next 5 years, not for the next 10 years, just for next year. And let's start off with last year's first overall pick, Zachary Richer.
I'm taking Cooper Flag.
I'm also taking Flag, but he has been balling lately.
He's-
He dropped 36 the other night.
But it took him a little bit.
He did.
But he's
Again, as a rookie, though. And we could see Flag go through some rookie progression, which
Probably.
I think people are just glaring right over because he is the main event. Josh Giddey.
honestly Josh Giddey's been balling for the Bulls lately.
He's been hooping.
He's been balling for
This
the Bulls
is a
lately.
tough one.
But I think Cooper Flag's going to come in and be NBA ready.
I
And
agree.
I'm taking Cooper Flag.
Last summer, watching the Team USA footage where he was cooking Team USA.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. All right. And then let's go to this year's most likely rookie of the year, Stephon Castle.
Baller.
Baller.
I'm still taking Cooper Flag.
I'm also still taking Cooper Flag. All right. Now, let's step it up a touch. And let's go to both Bridges, Macau and Miles Bridges. Are there either of them would you take over Cooper Flag?
See, this is hard because Miles Bridges is a very different player than Cooper Flag.
He is.
But getting rid of Miles Bridges and throwing Cooper Flag on that Hornets team.
I personally think they would be better.
Yeah, I'm taking Cooper Flag. Mikal Bridges, though,
He's a little bit more versatile.
I think right now I'm taking Mikal Bridges over Cooper Flag next season.
I personally would stick Cooper Flag. I think people don't give him as much credit on defense as they should. Mikal Bridges is a good defender. I think Cooper Flag's going to be a possible defensive player of the year. I'm seeing him getting Kawhi comparisons already.
That's crazy.
Which,
I mean, he's an insane rim protector for being just a forward. So I mean,
Yeah.
he'll probably slot in a 3 of the 4.
but he has perimeter defense and
Mhm.
interior defense,
Yeah.
which leads us to our next comparison, which is Kawhi.
I'm taking Kawhi. Next.
I'm also taking Kawhi. I think that's where I draw the line.
I'm not. I hate this whole narrative they're bringing about Kawhi that he should retire, that Kawhi's washed. No. Kawhi's still got
A
it in him.
healthy Kawhi,
Indubitably.
I'm taking a healthy Kawhi over majority of the players in the league. Healthy Kawhi is top 10 for me
Yeah.
easily.
I don't know about top 10, but I agree with you taking majority over the.
I'm a Celtics fan, and a healthy Kawhi is better than Jaylen Brown.
That's a wild statement.
People forget how good Kawhi is.
Yeah, but that was Kawhi of 4 years
He's
ago.
been hooping. I've been watching the Clippers games, man.
Okay.
He looks good.
Okay.
All right, next one. This one's interesting. Cooper Flag or Julius Randle?
Oh, that actually is a really good. Slotting into that Timberwolves team. I'm taking Cooper Flag over Julius Randle. It might be a hot take. I'm taking Cooper Flag.
I think I am too. I don't like Randall's fit on the Timberwolves.
Yeah, I agree. I don't.
And I think he's dropped off since his
Yes,
Knicks days.
100%. I'm taking
That's-
Cooper Flag.
that's up there.
I'm taking the main event.
All right. Scotty Barnes.
Nah, I'm keeping Scotty.
I'm also
I'm keeping Scotty. Scotty's good, dude. Scotty can give you anything you need on the floor, man.
And last one, this is a real close one, RJ Barrett.
I'm keeping RJ Barrett.
I'm also keeping
RJ Barrett. RJ
I
Barrett's
think
a stud.
he's flourishing in Toronto.
100%. That Toronto team with RJ Barrett and Scotty Barnes, they got a
It's
good
good.
solid core up there, man.
They do. I think they're gonna.
I think Scotty's
They'll
only
take
getting better
strides.
too.
Yeah.
I'm getting stronger.
We love Scotty.
We love Scotty
You
Barnes
know
on
what?
this.
We were talking about jerseys. I need a Scotty Barnes FSU jersey.
Scotty Barnes is the Jameis Winston of the NBA.
He really is.
100%.
I'm getting stronger.
He's so funny. I love me some Scotty Barnes. He's the James Winston of the NBA. But no, dude, Cooper Flag is genuinely one of the best prospects we've seen in a while.
You think he's a better prospect than Zion was coming out of Duke?
Yes.
I don't know if I can.
Zion's an athletic freak.
But like the hype he had coming out of Duke was LeBron level. Before him, they said no one. Like he was a LeBron level prospect.
I know, but I think Cooper Flag is going to be better than Zion in the NBA. I mean, even in hindsight, like obviously that's pretty clear to you.
Yeah.
But coming out of it right now, if you showed me Duke Zion, who was yamming on everybody, defensive rim protector, athletic freak, they're the same height.
That's so weird to me.
Cooper Flag also has a 3-ball that Zion doesn't have.
Mm-hmm.
He has perimeter defending that Zion doesn't have.
Yep.
Zion was more athletic,
He does.
but Cooper Flag's got better IQ.
Better touch.
I'm taking Cooper Flag. I think Cooper Flag is... Zion was not playing with Team USA like Cooper Flag was.
No. I do think Zion gets a little bit overlooked nowadays.
100%.
Because a healthy Zion,
Healthy Zion's a monster.
again, probably top 10 player in the league.
All right, top 10's a little much. Top 20, maybe.
I'd probably say top 15. But a healthy Zion gets really overlooked. He is.
I think a healthy Zion is an
Let's pull up his
athletic
stats.
freak, but he is not a 3-level scorer. He can't score from... Zion, he'll post you up. He'll yam on you all the time. And he's still quite undersized for a center and power forward.
He does still have the vertical to make up for it.
Oh, of course. Again, he's an athletic freak.
Yeah.
But basketball playing wise, I want Cooper Flag. And I think Cooper Flag is a better prospect coming out of Duke than Zion was. I know Zion's hype was insane, but I think that's just Zion's highlights are wild, you know?
Yeah.
It's even in high school, Zion was dunking on
Oh,
everybody.
high school Zion was
Yeah.
a different level. So I'm looking at Zion's numbers right now. Over his last 10 games, he's averaging 25 points, 7.3 rebounds, 7 assists, 0.8 blocks, 0.8 steals, and he's shooting 60% from the field in 30 minutes a game.
Yeah, that's a great stat line.
In the regular season, he's having 24.6, 1.2 steals, 0.9 blocks, 7 boards, 5 assists, and 56% from the field.
I'm going to say right now, I think Cooper Flag could come in and do those numbers as a rookie.
Those are up there.
Yeah, I think he can do that.
If he does that, I think he's better than every player we listed except Kawhi and maybe Scotty Barnes.
I'm saying it's a possibility that he can do it. I'm taking RJ Barrett because RJ Barrett I know is not gonna. Yeah. But I mean, there's a reason I took Cooper Flag over most of those players.
Yeah, that's. If he comes in and averages those numbers as a rookie,
I could see him doing it. I could see him doing 24.
his ceiling's the moon.
Yeah. I mean, he's not Wemby.
No.
Wemby's the best prospect ever besides
Ever, yeah.
LeBron.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
there's a conversation there.
Yeah, there is a
There
conversation.
is a conversation there.
Wemby's an alien. But I think Cooper Flag is probably just right behind him.
Emmett, prayers up to Wemby too. I hope the blood clotting. I mean, we've
Yes.
seen it with a bunch of players like Chris Bosh. Killed
Love
his
Chris
career.
Bosh's kid.
It's sad stuff, and I don't want to see that potential gone to
Yeah.
waste.
But
So, prayers up to him. But
now, mentioned Braun there.
yeah,
Braun's been pretty big
in the media.
in the
right now.
media circle this week. We had the LeBron conversation last Wednesday on the Pat McAfee show. Braun coming in and throwing shade at everybody.
Sparked a lot of conversation.
Throwing shade at Stephen A. Throwing shade at Brian Windhorst.
Ah, poor Wendy.
yeah,
man.
I think that was
Man,
unnecessary.
Wendy's response was straight class.
Yeah,
Shout out to him.
that was a good tweet saying, "Oh, I don't owe Braun.
It's
Or
my
no.
job.
Yeah, Braun doesn't owe me
We're
anything.
from the same high school, and I appreciate him.
Yeah.
Like,
I owe Braun so much.
straight class, man.
Yeah, I covered him since he was in high school. Yeah, like he's done so much for my alma mater. Like
Yeah.
it was a great class from Windhorst. I mean, I can understand where Braun's coming from.
Yeah.
You have
It is a little weird
Yeah.
sometimes.
like it's hard.
But
It must be hard. Being,
That's NBA media for you.
yeah.
But Stephen A is a different story.
Stephen A is a different story. We need to get into the Braun versus Stephen A battle that's gonna go down because boy did he have some words to say. Oh, he's like Taylor Swift waiting for a new video to be released.
If he put his hands on me, I would have swung.
Hey, we will preface that's been clipped. But before that, Stephen A did say,
Pay attention to this.
I would get beat up. He said I would be destroyed.
Yep.
But he did say he would swing on Braun.
And that, I don't know why the media is leaving that out of everything. I saw double-digit amounts of posts with that, and only until we watched Stephen A's response to LeBron.
Stephen A's
station.
our response is
Yeah.
him just replying to Braun,
Right.
saying some wild things like he wasn't at Kobe's memorial, which he in fact was.
Yep.
But
That was a little out of pocket. When we were watching Stephen A's, I was like, man, he's making points.
and then he brings that up.
I might be on Stephen A's side here, and then that's out of pocket.
And also just lying. You're just wrong.
Yeah.
Braun was there.
Yeah.
And even if he wasn't there, it's understandable. I don't want to, funerals are a hard thing. Going to
And
memorials
the
is a hard
reason
thing.
he wouldn't be there is because of media attention.
Yeah.
He didn't want to
Yeah.
bring the media, attract the media, all of that, which is
It was Kobe's
reasonable.
moment,
It's
not Braun's
understandable.
moment.
Yeah, exactly.
But that was a low blow by Stephen A. I think this is a very interesting beef going on.
It is.
I've heard some reports that it could be all fabricated.
You know what? I see it.
I
It
see too.
started on the McAfee show.
Yes.
Which is ESPN.
Stephen A.
Beefing Stephen A. ESPN.
Braun does need some media attention for
He
his
does.
new podcast that he's dropping with Steve Nash.
Exactly.
What's better than starting a whirlwind with the biggest sports personality in Stephen A.
Mhm.
Smith?
And you know Stephen A's always for it.
Oh yeah, Stephen
More
A. is for
publicity,
it.
the better for
Yeah.
him. He's always out there.
I'm
I'm not against
going to
the
say that it
fabricated.
is, but I'm not going to say that it's not.
No.
So could be interesting, but it was really weird to see Braun come on the McAfee show and just talk so casually.
Yeah, it was. And that does kind of spark the thought of, like, what is Braun going to do after he retires? Like, obviously, he has that podcast, but there's players like, Tim Duncan, Kawhi in the future, who we're never going to see him again.
Yeah, Tim
They
Duncan
make their yearly appearance.
popping up with dreads now.
Tim Duncan has dreads.
Like, yeah.
But Braun's going to stay in the media.
I mean, first off, Braun, I hope you pay for another 10 years, please.
Yeah. Don't leave the league.
I don't know. I could see Braun could do anything. I think he probably will follow probably the Brady route.
Yeah.
Most likely, I could see him going back and Cleveland being maybe some sort of exec there.
I think he's going to be a GM or a coach.
Yes. Coach, maybe, but
He could be a good coach.
the front office.
Late front
Le
office, late
GM.
GM.
Yeah.
Yep.
Obviously, looks like he's already doing the podcast. The barbershop was the thing. He had his own show for a minute.
Yeah,
Braun likes the yap.
he does.
I'm
Yeah.
sure he'll be there to coach his sons.
That was what I was. I think if Bryce and Bronny end up on the same team, I think he could come and coach.
Le coach.
Play coach.
That would be crazy.
Even just like as an assistant with
Yeah.
JJ.
Yeah. Like, I can see Braun doing many things. I don't think he'd ever be in the booth. Like,
Nah. It's different. NFL
Yes.
and NBA are different.
He's not Richard Jefferson.
No.
But Bron could be on a show.
Yeah.
NBA on TNT. Bron.
That'd be cool.
That'd be a crazy crossover.
That would be cool.
That show, I love that show so much, but they need some real ball knowledge right there. Shaq's been lacking lately.
They've been getting out of line.
they've gone full comedy. The sports analytics is gone. It's just a comedy show over there. I have not.
Shaq's a certified hater. Shaq's a jokester.
Yeah, and Kenny's just doing the same thing he did when he was a point guard. He's throwing up oops. And Ernie's there to be the only man who's like, all right, guys, we need to talk about basketball every once in a while.
Talking about on the court.
Yeah. No, I don't think there's been. Shaq has admitted multiple times that he does not watch NBA games.
Yeah.
I mean, what's Chuck doing? He still beefs with the whole city of San Antonio any chance he can get. I mean, I love the show. I think it's one of the greatest sports programs of all time.
I love it.
It's definitely the funniest, but
Yeah.
it is
They do March Madness, too.
it's by far no longer a credible, I think, analytical take on sports.
Yeah. You can't get any opinions from
Yeah,
that
you can't
group.
get any real knowledge from that. And you know what? Maybe throw Bron in there. That'd be the biggest show ever.
Yeah.
Biggest sports
no,
media.
it really would be.
They would take over.
Yeah.
But there's so many things that Bron can do. But Bron,
Yeah.
please don't retire. Play till you're 50.
Yeah.
Play till you're 50, Bron. But
It's crazy to think that next year could be like a farewell tour.
that's scary.
I'm not ready for that.
I'm not ready for that, dude. We got LeBronify going on. All the LeBron songs.
I'm talking
But the man on the Lakers, I'm asking him to say his name, LeBron James. That was one thing from the LeBron conversation that I was mad that nobody brought up.
Yeah.
The amazing TikTok
I
trend
thought Boston Connor was gonna.
that is the LeBron songs on TikTok.
Yep.
It's beautiful. So many. I mean, I've seen at least 50.
Yeah, there's countless.
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 Talented men.
Still
I
seeing
mean,
them.
the man on the Lakers is stuck in my head nonstop.
It's a banger. I was I showed Sandy and she was humming it from
Yeah,
the
dude,
way
I
back
got my
from the
girlfriend in
parking
it
lot.
too. She was,
Yeah.
she's tired of hearing it now because I mean, I think every single TikTok I scroll past is a LeBron song, but that's just he's that guy.
He is that guy.
He is that guy. But I think we should start segueing over from basketball into baseball.
Yep.
Opening week this week, we've already saw some crazy games going on
MLB is making headlines this year.
and some big controversies. If you don't know ball, that's what I'm gonna say. I don't think it's controversial at all, but for the
a little bit.
LB's already come out and said they're legal. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
But let's get into it. MLB opening day, some really good games. I watched the Phils scare the crap out of me against the Nationals, but then come back and win it in extras. Opening day game of the week, that Thursday. It was beautiful. But then we saw the Yankees just decide to hit home runs for fun for the past two games.
Actually, when we were at the studio.
Yeah, when we were at Ferg's, because
Yep.
inking our deal for the Tampa Bay and St. Pete Sports Connection,
We
watched
we saw 3 straight to open up the game.
back to back to back on 3 pitches for the New York
3
Yankees.
pitches, 3 homers.
Yankees
One
fans
sad Nestor Cortez.
are going to be insufferable for the next 3 months
Oh,
talking about the
God.
first 2 games of the season.
I hate it.
It's going to be terrible, but we're going to have to deal with it. Oh, well, remember that game against Milwaukee Brewers. It's all we're going to hear. We already heard it.
Drop that 20 bomb.
Our friend Louis DeFalco and our resident Yankees
yeah.
fan already hit it with us, but it's okay.
Judge is on pace for 700 home runs.
Sorry, he still can't hit a home run in the World Series, so it
Nope.
doesn't matter.
Once playoff come around.
But these bats. Let's talk about these bats. Cam, tell me about these bats. I'm going to pull up an image on the
Yep.
TV for us if you can start telling us how you feel about the bats.
So, I mean, it's good for the game. As much as I, as a Boston native, as a Red Sox fan, hate to say it because the Yankees are the one that came up with it and implemented it. People want to see more runs. People want to see more highlight plays. And that's exactly what these bats are providing, these torpedo bats.
We see in the league right now currently.
Yeah.
adopting this. A lot of
Other
leagues.
teams are starting to adapt it. I've seen the Twins catcher using one. The Braves, I just heard, put an order in, so they'll, I'm sure, be getting them in the next day or two. Yeah, you can see it right there.
That's
That's
image from
Chaz.
Chaz Jism's bat, where the sweet spot of the bat, the barrel, is just lowered a little bit.
And that is blown up.
But
It's so odd looking.
it is a
Like,
very odd-looking bat.
and it originated from Volpe, didn't it?
It did originate from
Because
Volpe.
he was the analytics team said,
Mhm.
you're making contact here.
You're making contact
and
at the
barrel's
logo,
here. Why don't we just move it for you instead of you changing something?
and
And it's working.
it's
for him.
working.
It's
Volpe
working
had an
for everybody.
opening day. Chaz did the same thing. I think Bellinger's bat is less moved. Like, it's not
Yeah.
as torpedo-y, you could say. But
Still
he's doing that all spring
adjusted.
training.
Yeah.
He used that all spring training. I forget what other team was using it.
And it was working until I put a bet on him.
Well, that's your curse, Cam. But I know there's another team that was using it throughout spring training, and they're getting it in. But it's not cheating. It's not this crazy thing that it's like steroids. It's like corking a bat. No, it's not.
No, it's not a metal bet.
It's not a metal bat. It's not corked. It's not lighter. It's the same.
Yeah.
MLB have already come out and said it.
First glance, the Yankees just hit 10 home runs in a game. I thought it was cheating, but the more once I actually read up on it,
It's
it's
not.
not.
Aaron Judge hit
you
3
know,
home runs without it.
You open up ESPN, there's a video. Jeff Passan explains the origin and legality of the Yankees' new bats.
They're illegal.
They're
MLB
illegal.
came right out and said it. When you look at the MLB's rules for how a bat is supposed to be made, this falls right in those rules. There's nothing about, the barrel has to be here, the sweet spot has to be. No. Nope. It's perfectly fine. And that doesn't bother me. I think I'm not a baseball purist. I'm not a guy who goes, we need to keep America's pastime as it was in the 80s and the 1800s and all that. No. I'm a man who I think baseball should innovate.
I'm always a little skeptical when these new rules come in. Like, even this one took me like a day to adjust and like it, but the pitch clock specifically, it took me
The
a
pitch
solid
clock's
couple
not perfect.
months.
I don't like the pitch clock because I think it puts a lot of wear and tear on pitchers' arms.
Yeah.
I think that's a problem.
And
But-
I like just like sitting down on a summer day and enjoying
Baseball.
baseball. I don't care how long it is. And now, like a 2-hour game, like if the game's under 2 hours, that's too short for me. But attention spans in this generation are cooked.
And I think it makes the faster pace does not bother me. The only thing that I'm skeptical about that I saw firsthand at spring training is the challenges.
Yeah. The robot umpire.
Yes. I forget what I think it's like AMP. It's like, or something like that. It's like automated umpire assistant or something like that, or automated base assistant or something like that. But that bothered me a little bit. That's where I was like, what are we doing to our game? But that's not going to be in
What
the
an
league.
umpire behind that
They're
plate.
just trying that in spring training. Because I went and I saw the Minnesota Twins play the Philadelphia Phillies in Clearwater for one of their last spring training games before the
Clearwater.
season started.
Water.
Yes. And it was interesting to see, all right, the catcher's challenging a strike at the plate. It's a ball. Catcher goes, nah, that's a strike.
That's odd. I don't
And
like that.
if the ball ever so clips the strike zone, box like we just have in MLB The Show, or what we see on TV, clips it at all, it's a strike.
Even in the show, though, we keep the setting where
Oh, yeah.
it's even if it's like outside the zone can be called a strike, inside the zone can be called a ball. We don't turn on the automatic perfect calls setting because we are purists in a way.
I don't think you want to take the umpire's jobs. You have to leave the human element to me. And I think it just, I understand we want it to be perfect, but there's something special about it. It creates discourse.
Yeah.
It adds another layer to the game. I mean, come on. We all love to make fun of Angel Hernandez.
Yeah, it's true. It's
It's
true.
fun. And
It's media. It's headlines.
it's a part of the game that I don't think we should get rid of. And I
No.
think Oh, okay, yeah. When we were rewarding the guys who have a strike zone in their head, but I don't think I saw what would happen if they get the challenge wrong. Cam, if you want to look that up, what happens if they get the challenge wrong? But I only saw them get the challenge right, which was kind of sick. Picture me like, yeah, that was a strike. You're throwing a ball, you're calling out a ball, that's a strike, and then they get it right. Like that's cool, but it does take like 30 seconds to a minute to get it done. And I don't need to hear go, the pitcher's challenging the call at the plate. No, I don't need that. I want the umpire to be the guy who has the final say. And
This one says teams will each start with 2 challenges. If a challenge is correct, they keep it. If it's not, they lose it.
got it. That's what I thought. That was what I like.
I don't mind that. It could be worse.
Dude, but when they keep getting them right, which
That if
I
it
think
just clips the zone,
I saw like 6 challenges in a game.
that's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
And the catcher's challenging, the pitcher's challenging, the batter challenges. I see the Phillies did it once. I think Alec Boehm challenged and said, "Oh, that's a ball."
Yeah.
And he got it right, but I don't know. I think we should save the review for
I agree.
base running and some other things like even check swings. I like keeping it the baseline.
I do it. I like that.
Uh,
I am already seeing though, like just some MLB accounts I follow on Instagram, saying after opening day, they watched a game that missed some calls and it affected the outcome of the game, and they're like, "That's it. We need robot umps. Put them in."
I don't like it.
So people are switching. People are, on board with it, although not us.
I'm gonna say
So it'll be interesting to see how it pans out.
again, this is another soccer thing for me. I have lived through the VAR implementation into the Premier League and into every European soccer league now, and that's been a tumultuous one.
Really?
That VAR has, outraged people. I think they've finally gotten it now. It's taken 5 seasons to be like, okay, we're not yelling at VAR anymore.
Yeah.
But I still
5 seasons is a long time.
it took a while. The offsides was you're drawing a line, they're getting it wrong. They're forgetting to draw lines. They're forgetting to do this. We had goal line technology, which was completely automated. That was fine. Sensor in the goal, ball crosses, that works. All that same thing with end line technology. Robot umps, I think, all right. It's probably not going to be as controversial because it's just a straight sensor like they did with goal line technology in soccer, and it's not having a referee draw lines and go back and video assist it. But I still think it's going to cause a lot of controversy, and I think baseball is a sport that we need the controversy to be the people's fault, not the robot's fault.
Yeah, I agree.
I think, how can you not be romantic about baseball? It's one of the most romantic sports ever. You sit there and, you're up in the nosebleeds. Hey, boy, that's bullshit. I don't want that to happen. You can see it, when you're at the top of Yankee Stadium. That's a strike.
Fenway Park, you've heard plenty of it.
I hear it at every single Phil's game ever.
Yep.
But once you get the robot, you're wrong. No, it's no. You need I think you need it. And what are we going to do? He's going to get rid of umpires completely? What's the point? Well, call him ball a strike, but what the robot says no. So I think the challenge aspect was a good idea, but I'm not for it personally. And that's probably my only baseball purist take I think I have. I like the pitch clock overall. I've
the games to like the pitch clock.
Like the games getting a little faster. I like pitchers not going full games really. I grew up loving Tim Lincecum, the freak, elite.
Yeah.
He would have played a lot longer if you let him pitch 6 innings every once in a while instead of 9. Instead of 8.
That's true.
That's why he's not pitching anymore.
Yeah. I guess I am still used to 7 being the average, and it's not anymore.
6. 6 is the average.
Yeah.
And 6 has been the average for probably the past 3-4 years.
Yeah, that's true. I do like a pitcher going deep into a game every once in a while.
Yes. I think every once in a while it's fine.
Yeah.
If there's a no-hitter on the line, if there's a perfect game on the line, sure. But I don't need a dude getting 1,000 strikeouts for no reason.
Right.
Just to destroy his arm. I don't need to see, unless we're in the playoffs, I don't need to see a dude go 8 innings.
No.
Obviously, as a Phillies fan, I would love that to happen because our
Like, if
bullpen's
he's-
got
yeah.
garbage.
And if he's having like a no hitter or a perfect or not perfect game, like a no run game.
Yeah. Shutout. You're pitching a shutout.
Yeah. Blanking on the word. Yeah. Like, go for it.
Mhm.
But if he's having like 3 hits, 1 run, and it's 7th and 8th inning,
Get him out of there.
and you're up, like, yeah. I mean,
Save his arm. Save his arm.
Yeah.
But, I mean, hopefully now we heard some real baseball guys talking when we were at Ferguson, the St. Pete
Yeah.
Sports Connection.
that's
Maybe we'll get some more baseball purists on here to debate our.
yeah. No, we should. I gotta admit, I need to up my baseball knowledge. They were talking some baseball history, and I was
I'm not a baseball historian.
no,
No,
NFL historian. Yeah, someone NBA. Yeah, baseball. Man,
I just we got too many sports in our brains, man.
I really do.
I can tell you obscure soccer facts. I can tell you obscure football facts. I can
Yep.
tell you obscure MMA facts. You want to go back there? I'll drop some real ball knowledge on you. But I will say baseball is one of the sports that I was a casual fan of for a very long time.
Yeah.
I think it took me till the most 2022, 2021 Phillies teams where I was like, all right, I'm getting back into this,
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this is fun now again.
Like growing up, I was a Sox fan. I wasn't a
baseball fan.
yeah.
Yeah, I was the same way. Honestly, I'm gonna get
Like I knew the teams, I knew the All Stars, but I couldn't just like
Yeah.
the NFL or NBA. I couldn't pull like a Braden Pazimski
Yeah.
or like a
I couldn't drop and leave ball knowledge on you. I think
yeah.
what helped me is luckily as a Xbox player, I didn't have MLB The Show for a long time.
Yeah, same here.
Getting the show 21.
That helps.
Once you start playing the game, your ball knowledge goes
It
up
really does.
exponentially.
It helps.
That's why,
Definitely
dude,
helps.
as a kid, your ball knowledge is the best when it comes to
Yeah.
obscure players.
Yeah.
And I think I would, for sure, Madden and 2K helped me a lot when in the basketball and the
Yeah.
NFL
100%.
department.
100%.
But segueing over to the NFL, not some breaking news or anything. Everyone around the world already knows this.
Yeah, this was a while ago.
The Giants have signed possibly the funniest QB room to have ever existed.
Yeah.
They did Jameis Winston a couple weeks ago. Our boy J-Bo. We love J-Bo here on this program.
We do love J-Bo.
J-Bo,
J-Bo, you're always welcome on the pod.
one of the funniest men to ever grace the NFL, intentionally or unintentionally.
Not even just the NFL. Ever grace the universe.
Jameis Winston, the GOAT. But now they got Mr. Unlimited. Broncos country. Let's ride.
That's right.
Yeah, no.
Go Big Blue.
Russell Wilson is now a New York Giant.
Hey, and don't forget about the third.
Tommy Gauntlets. I mean, I think you have to
Boy.
say this is probably the most meme quarterback room
Oh,
that's
yeah.
ever been assembled.
They're missing the final piece of the puzzle. The Mayo quarterback.
Will Levis. If Will Levis was a New York Giant, that room would break the internet.
Trade up to number 1. Put Will Levis in the deal.
Quite literally the funniest room ever. But I mean, this is perfect. You have Russ as your starting meme quarterback. Mr. Unlimited Diarrhea Boop.
Broncos country. That's right.
Jameis, who is arguably the funniest person to ever step foot on the football field.
Yeah.
We love him down here. I'm rocking a Jameis FSU jersey, stealing crab legs, doing whatever he wants out there, And then Tommy Cutlets, who had a 3 games Linsanity run where the best thing about him was that he was Italian.
Yeah.
And that was it. And now that's their quarterback room.
They were supposed to draft Shador.
I don't think they're doing that
I
now.
don't think they're doing it anymore.
Yeah.
And you know what really gets on my nerves? And I know I've explained this to you before. As soon as every mock draft you saw, it was Titans take Ward, Giants take Shador. Actually, sorry, Ward, the Browns take Abdul Carter, and then the Giants take Shador. And as soon as the Giants signed Russ, what these media people do, what these reporters do, they go, oh, well, we can't let, the top 3 not have 2 quarterbacks in it. We can't let Shador fall out of the top 3. I don't I don't think Cleveland needs Abdul Carter. Give him Shador Sanders. So now every mock draft I see is Tennessee taking Ward, Cleveland taking Shador, and then the Giants take Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter. And I know for a fact the Pats are not getting Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter. Neither of them are falling to 4.
No, I completely agree with you. I think it's wild. I think, obviously, we're, offenders of it, but mock drafts, I think, are kind of silly when it comes to it because
Yeah.
I said this to you when we were talking about this. All right, when you're doing a mock draft, are you mocking which would be your opinion the best way to take these players? What any NFL team should do when they should, we're going to give them what their best fit should be in an ideal world? Or are you drafting, what do you think will happen? What do you think NFL players will do? Because then, then you should automatically have the Patriots trade down and automatically have the Cleveland Browns take the player that they shouldn't take.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just think it's silly. I agree with you. When we're trying to predict the future in mock drafts, it's dumb to have Shador Sanders still be in the top 3. The Cleveland Browns are honestly, actually, you know what? The Cleveland Browns could take Shador Sanders. That would be a Cleveland Browns thing to do.
It would be a Browns move.
But I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Just because the Giants aren't taking him does not mean he's going to go to another team in the top 5. I think if you're taking a quarterback this year that's not named Cam Ward, you're automatically reaching in the first round.
Yeah. Me personally, I don't have a first-round grade on Shador.
I don't have a first-round grade on anybody but Cam Ward.
Yeah, me neither.
I would take Milroe and Shador in the 2nd. I would take Jackson Dart in the 3rd. And anybody else, you're going in the 5th, 6th, or 7th for me, man.
Yeah. Hearing rumors of the Louisville quarterback going first round now? No.
Tyler Show.
Yeah, no. Absolutely not.
Hey, man. A lot of these guys were studs in college, but
It's a different game.
yeah,
Talked about this earlier.
I can't.
Completely different game.
I just can't see Shador. Look, all about this accuracy. Dude was the most sacked quarterback in college football last year, and you can't blame that all on his line.
No, not at all.
That was a lot of his fault.
If you watch tape, he dances around the pocket when he had time.
That man goes to the Giants. That man goes to the Browns. He's dead.
Bad news. Bad news.
I don't see it. Even Cam Ward, I get it. He's the first pick because he's the best quarterback in the draft, and you need a quarterback. But for so long, we had the mock saying that Tennessee was taking Abdul Carter as number 1.
I still think Carter should go number 1.
I agree. I think he's the best player in the draft by far.
Yeah.
I think he's an insane talent.
Although I like the Titans taking Ward. I think it's a good pick. I think Carter would be a better pick, but I think it's still a good pick.
And I think, dude, I would take Travis Hunter over Cam Ward.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I go that far.
I think after what I'm seeing, I think Travis Hunter is the best wide receiver in this draft class.
Yeah.
And I think he's probably the best corner in this draft class as well.
But it's close. I mean,
because looking at,
I agree. I do agree. But if he's not playing both sides of the ball, I don't think he's who's the last receiver to go super high, top 5? I know Jamar Chase went top 5. And coming out of college,
well,
he was so
Malik
much.
Neighbors went up.
Yeah,
Malik,
Neighbors.
Roman Dunze both went high in last draft. They were both top 10 picks.
And I think they're both.
Neighbors is worth it.
Yeah.
Dunze, I don't think he's. Dunze's been a solid number 2.
Yeah. Marv was much more polished coming out of college than Travis Hunter at wide receiver.
But again, that draft was a fantastic wide receiver draft.
Yeah.
Marv,
one of the best.
Marv, Dunze, and Malik Neighbors. We named Dunze and Malik Neighbors because I think they probably turned out a little bit better than Marv.
Yeah.
This season, at least.
I think
Marv will come good.
Yeah.
I think Neighbors is probably the best of the 3.
Yeah.
And if he has Jameis throwing him the ball, that boy's going to be putting up a 2,000-yard season.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to have highlight tapes out the wazoo with Jameis throwing him the ball. 50 pass attempts, 20 of them going to Malik Neighbors. Oh, my goodness. But
yeah. But when I watched the tape, I think Cam Ward, I see him in a successful quarterback.
Yeah, I do too. I just don't. I mean, he's not. Maybe we were spoiled because last year we had such a good quarterback draft.
Yeah.
Going back to thinking about, okay, when we had Kenny Pickett as the first quarterback off the board, Cam Ward would have easily been the best quarterback in that draft, 100%.
Right.
there's been worse, but
I mean,
this is
I think he would have fallen at 4 last year, ahead of Penix and McCarthy, behind Drake May.
yeah.
That's where I'd put him.
That's
at
where I'd
least.
put him too.
But I see the argument.
Honestly, I could put him over. I could put him over Drake May.
No. I want to say things I can't say.
Drake May. No,
Drake May's
May.
the future.
I don't know.
He's going to be the Josh Allen for Stephon Diggs.
No, he's
His
not.
buddy's back. Stephon said it himself.
No.
Yeah.
Get out of here. You better hope Diggs actually stays healthy for you and doesn't cause a whole mess in your locker room.
I am concerned about that.
Yeah.
I'm a little more than concerned about that. But he's going to get his targets. He'll get his targets.
He'll get his targets. No, I think Drake May's damn good quarterback.
I've never heard him say that before. That brings a smile to my face.
I think Drake May, he's top 20 already as a rookie.
Yep.
And I think he'll go up.
Look at that.
I don't think he is top 3. I think he is picked where he should be picked. I still think Jay Daniels is the best out of the draft.
Yep.
I think
And
Caleb
again,
Williams.
last year I wanted Daniels over May.
I think Caleb Williams is still the second best in the draft, and I think he has the potential to be better than Daniels. I've been saying that. I'm riding with Caleb Williams.
We're both believers that Caleb Williams will be the best.
Bo Nix is a great quarterback, and he had a better season. But I'm taking Drake May over Bo Nix potential-wise.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I think Bo Nix is really benefiting from that Sean Payton system.
Oriented.
Yes.
100%.
Dude, I mean, he threw for 3,800 yards. His deep ball is fantastic.
Yeah, but he has a route system.
He does. His route tree is very limited that he can throw. Dude, his deep ball is fantastic.
It is.
He got the Broncos to the playoffs, but I think Drake May will be better overall in the next 5 years.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I'm a Drake May enjoyer.
Yeah.
But
back to Cam Ward. I mean, he has the flick of the wrist. He has the arm strength. He has the athletic ability. He has the pocket presence. He's a complete quarterback. Shador, I don't see the velocity. He has touch.
Shador has the touch and the accuracy.
But he doesn't have the arm.
Yes.
And he doesn't have the athletic ability to offset it either.
Yes.
Nor the pocket presence.
We all know I am a Jalen Hurts lover.
Mm.
I'm a Jalen Hurts as an elite quarterback. Yeah. I'm a Jalen Hurts as a top 5 quarterback. And one thing that he does lack is his arm talent. Yeah. He doesn't have the velocity there. He's a lot like Bo Nix, where his deep ball is great, but some of his routes are a little suspect.
Yeah,
I think he can throw every single throw you need to make on the field, but some of them are a lot better than others.
Right.
But he has that athleticism to offset it.
Exactly.
He is an athletic stud. I think he also has a level of intelligence when it comes to the football field that I don't see from Shador Sanders.
He absolutely has the IQ. And even back to Bo Nix, I think Nix has more athleticism to save him than Shador does.
Dude, Nix, that white boy can run.
Sneaky athletic.
Yeah. Real gritty play. But yeah, no, I agree. I don't think Shador. I would not draft Shador in the first round. Again, I get why Cam Ward's the first overall pick, but I don't think he would be the first player I would take. I think he's maybe the 10th best player in the draft for me. If we're going pure.
That low, huh?
Dude, the defensive players on this side of the ball just win it. I also think I would have Travis Hunter ahead of him. I would have Tyler Warren ahead of him. I would have Ashton Jeanty ahead of him. I think those players, obviously, if you're in a perfect situation and you can choose, if you don't need a quarterback, I think those are all just better players.
Where do you draw the line with defense, like Jalen Walker?
Yeah. Around
the
there.
last one.
Around there.
All right.
Yeah. I would probably have to sit down and draw out the board. I'm not coming off the top of my head
I
here.
respect that.
I mean, the defensive players in this draft are fantastic.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's edge rusher, like.
Bro, it's Christmas for the defensive side.
It could be the best edge rusher class in a long time.
And even secondary, dude. I mean, every player I'm seeing the Eagles projected to take, I'm happy with.
Yeah, because what if Shamar Stewart falls to 32? If James Pierce falls to 32?
That Boston College edge falls to 32? Somehow Malachi Starks ends up in our lap?
Don't get me started if Starks falls that far.
Dude, there's so many people that I'd want to take.
Bro, I saw Michael Williams fall to 32 once. No.
somehow we saw the mock draft from CBS that Colston Loveland fell into our lap.
Oh God,
Dude, this
like
look, the offensive side of the ball is struggling when it comes to the quarterback and honestly kind of wide receiver talent outside of Travis Hunter. I think Tet didn't do
Yeah.
himself anything by saying on
No.
the podcast the other day that I don't like to watch film. All right, you know. I don't see
I think hot take. I think Golden's the second best receiver in the class.
I agree.
I think he's fast. He can go up and get the ball, and he's shifty after the catch. He reminds me of CD.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be good actually.
And out of offensive line, we've been all over the place. We had we were all Calvin Banks out of Texas he was the guy.
And then it went to Will Campbell.
Then it went to Will
He was the
Campbell,
guy.
and now we're getting the what's his name? The Mizzou.
Yeah, the Mizzou tackle.
He's the guy now. And I still think there's a lot of good offensive linemen. We can't decide on this offensive side of the ball. But the defense, you're swimming in.
Armand Membo.
Yes, Membo out of Mizzou.
I apologize if I said that wrong.
But the defense, you're in edge rusher land, secondary land.
Even the cornerbacks, the safeties.
Linebackers you're really never going to get a linebacker, especially an off-ball linebacker in the first round. You have to be a freaking stud.
Honestly, Jahad Campbell looks like that stud though. Like I'm seeing.
Yeah.
I have him mocked to the Bucks at 19. I'm seeing him mocked to the Bucks everywhere at 19. But I think he's worth it at 19.
Yeah.
And even Jalen Walker can play off ball. He's a stud when he plays off ball. But
Dude, it's going to be a beautiful draft for the defense.
yeah,
But this has been your most recent episode of Dorman Radio Sports. The first one on the Tampa Bay St. Pete Sports Connection.
that's right.
We're signing off from you guys. Have a good one.